The first one is to make sure that the CEO and the senior team support the transformation process. They need to understand what the process involves, what model for organizational development, and how it's relevant to today's trends, and what's required of them and the entire staff in terms of time, money, and participation. The next step is to make sure that the organization is benchmarking and measuring things around the culture like trust, alignment, and engagement so that the areas needing priority attention are clearly identified, and you can then track progress on these as they're remeasured periodically. The third step is getting the senior team on the bus with a particular process and plan that works with everyone, and starting with them. Here are some of the subparts to this step. First, the senior team must believe in people and have made a commitment to building a high level of trust in their teams and with all employees, including their team managers and leaders, in order to help them build it too in a trickle-down manner. The senior team has to believe that the people are important, that the relationships are important, that the communications between them matter, and that their business is not just about profit, but rather about people and purpose first. And that they understand that one of the keys to building trust and personal responsibility is having a values-based culture that is purpose-driven. So values are going to be a big part of the culture and will be captured in the organization's blueprint, and everyone will be highly aware of them. And the entire senior team must be committed to the organization's purpose, values, visions, and for creating a responsibility-based culture. Most organizations sort of go into business somewhat randomly, and they focus a lot on goals and procedures and roles, but they don't spend as much time as is needed on purpose, values, and visions. So that's where we're going to start the process. The senior team also adopts a values-based strategy to transform the culture and the operations within it. So part of that strategy is the role of mentoring, the role of assessment, how you train people, how you hire and onboard them, and how you integrate new standardized expectations for professional behaviors and how you make them distributive to everyone in the organization from CEO to frontline staff. The fourth step is to ensure that the managers and supervisors are building trust and that they're creating an environment. In other words, they're creating conditions and conversations that build up the four core needs and where people are being self-directed. This is important because part of what you're going to be doing as an organization is mentoring everyone every month. Everyone gets mentored. So that's the support that's needed structurally from the managers and supervisors. And you grow to understand more and more why the mentoring matters and what it's designed to do and how it's not designed to be checking up on people, but rather it's designed to support people and then help them back to the tools, that kind of thing. You want to make sure that they all have the emotional intelligence skills, which remember are self-awareness, self-management, awareness of others, and managing relationships. And that's where all these tools come in. There are more than 30 of these tools that are part of emotional and social intelligence. You want the managers and supervisors to develop their coaching and counseling skills. I would also add, these are more like a structure of Socratic questions combined with encouragement and presence as opposed to advice giving from above. So they can talk with their team members about their relationships and performance. And that even includes reverse mentoring, where maybe a manager mentors an employee and the employee turns back around and mentors that manager. So it's really important that the managers and supervisors make sure that all the staff are and feel included and that everyone sees the meaningfulness of the work that they're doing and that all their contributions matter. In that way, everything becomes purpose-based instead of just activity-driven. So managers and supervisors must develop their team members so that each person can take the ownership that they need to take for continually improving their own performance. So the areas that we like to say are most important is that people improve the quality of their relationships with each other, how productive they are, and the level of engagement, like how high is your engagement level? How happy are you to show up for work? Each one of those is its own separate area, and you want to make sure that people are on track. It's like keeping an eye on your vital signs to make sure that everything's in tip-top shape because all of those vital signs work together for really stellar individual and group success. Everyone needs to know how to do this, and the senior team and all the managers and supervisors are modeling the systems first. Next, you create a value-based culture where everybody in the organization understands the values, and those values are integrated into the operations of the business. And that even includes how you hire and onboard people. It's very different than a conventional culture. Everyone understands from day one the kind of culture that you have, because even your hiring practices reflect that everyone is supporting the culture. You'll be considering your candidates first for their fit into your culture. Do they know what you expect of them? The next step is you make opportunities so that all staff can learn how to operate in cross-functional teams. In this step, everyone has plenty of opportunities within the culture activities and within the operations of the business to gain and demonstrate